Welcome back to Lynchburg, Virginia for another edition of Women's Lacrosse right here on LHSN. As always, I'm Sam Graham here to walk you through all the action from today's game. Should be a great one, but a little bit of news before we even get things going inside the draw circle. One of the best defensive players in all of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, Erin Reynolds for the Ferrum Panthers, will not be playing in today's contest. Looks like she is in a boot down by the sideline. That will certainly be a massive blow on both ends of the field, really. I mentioned the defensive prowess. Could be a Defensive Player of the Year finalist in that regard, but also 36 points in the form of 24 goals and 12 assists for the Panthers as well. Her senior campaign has been arguably her best yet. Last game against Bridgewater completed her third straight season with 50 or more ground balls. Also a member of the 50-50-50 club this year. Draw controls, ground balls, and cause turnovers. She leads the conference in ground balls and cause turnovers. But we will head down to the draw circle. Since the last time we spoke, Lynchburg again going on the road and knocking off Randolph-Macon. That one of their closest games of the season, a 16-15 victory. Big road win when it comes to conference standings. They enter this one trying to make it 2 in a row and improve to 4-2 in conference play. Opening draw is going to be battled for and corralled by Meredith Bornholt. What a fantastic sophomore campaign she's having for the Hornets, following in the footsteps of graduate assistant Micah Slacum. By the way, had 7 caused turnovers the last time these two teams met. Now Bornholt leads the team with 17 in that category and a ODAC third best, 43 ground balls of her own. After a little bit of scramble for it, it will be Lynchburg setting up its first offensive possession of the evening. A hot one down here on Schellenberger Field. April starting to feel a little more like a summer month. First shot of the game is going to be from Libby Kennedy. It will not make its way into the goal. Will be scooped up by Faith Chubbuck for Ferrum. We'll get a little bit of pressure here from Lynchburg in the early going. Don't show this a whole lot. Might have made Ferrum a tad uncomfortable because that ball will roll out of bounds and right back over to the Hornets, who will look to capitalize on turnover number 1 of the game. Now moving towards the goal, going to look for goal number 1, and it looks like they are going to get it from number 23, Peyton Seville, kicking things off in ODAC game number 6 with yet another goal. Nobody ever came over to cut her off. Had an absolutely clear lane there to the goal. Manages to capitalize on it. And just a little over a minute into this one, Lynchburg has opened up the quick 1-0 advantage. First quarters have been kind to Lynchburg this season. Noted that at length. Most recently a 5-goal outing in that win over Randolph-Macon last weekend. Setting sun, making everybody a little warm in attendance here today, as well as up here in the press box. Everybody counting down the moments until that sun goes back behind the new Westover dorms. For now, everybody will just have to deal with it. New apparel out there for Lynchburg today, unveiling a new set of white jerseys. From a broadcast perspective, gotta say I'm a big fan of the new numbers, very easy to read. But a little bit of a differentiation from what we're used to seeing when it comes to style of letters. Here's Ala Daniel working off a pick. She'll go back to Dumas. Got nothing doing there. Now King will rip one, will be a little high. Right idea, moving from left to right. Just did not quite put that one on the mark. Lynchburg's certainly been the aggressors so far, a little quicker. It's every ground ball. May have Ferrum rattled a tad, but may get charged with their first turnover here. Ball loose on the carpet, going to be scooped up and will stay with Lynchburg. Jordan Nilsson coming off her first career multi-goal game getting back in the lineup more regularly in the last 2 contests. She had 2 goals in that win over Randolph-Macon. Keeps this possession going. Once again, in danger of a turnover are the Hornets, but Seville will scoop it up with 8 on the shot clock. Passes off Daniel. Good look. She cashes in, and a quick 2-0 advantage for Lynchburg, and a big cheer from the sideline. Alla Daniel, a 2022 second team all-conference honoree. Team lead in draw controls, but she's certainly a threat offensively as well, as that is goal number 19 on the season, as the senior looks to make it back-to-back all-conference nods coming down the stretch here. A lot of talent in that regard on both sides of the field tonight. Mentioned at length Aaron Reynolds, and we still haven't gotten an official offensive possession from Ferrum. First 3 all going Lynchburg's way, and then before being able to clear it, Ferrum with that earlier turnover. If not, however, mentioned Willow Cooper. Top option offensively for this Ferrum team, as Daniel will control another draw there. Again, a little bit of a battle for it. Had to run it down, but will award another possession to her team. Willow Cooper, in that loss to Bridgewater, did become the 12th player in Ferrum history to score 50 goals or more in a season. Had a 5-point outing, 4 goals, 1 assist in that contest. Right now, it is still Cooper being held at bay along with the rest of the Ferrum offense. Lynchburg continuing to work. This time it's another shot from King, and once again it will go high. Possession will stay with the Hornets. Trying to work inside to Dumas. A little bit of contact there from the stick of Chubbuck, it looked like. Play will continue and will end with a Chubbuck save, her first of the contest, first for either team. Ferrum will now cross midfield, going to try to put a little pressure on the home team and set up their first offensive possession. Right now, the ball with Ashton Bishop. Now it will be Cooper. Got some speed, working to her left, didn't like what she sees. See the stick skills there. Got a great command of the offensive side of the field. Lynchburg might have to cycle defenders on her to avoid getting too worn out. Right now it's Alla Daniel on her, certainly more than competent defensively. Ball will swing over to Sydney Kincaid. Nothing doing for her either. Ferrum looking for the one-on-one opportunities so far, and they have not been fruitful. Kincaid scoops up that ground ball before it rolled over to McKenna Steinow. She knows she was just a half second too late. Gives a nod to the sideline. Now it will be Kincaid hitting the turf. Play will pause for a moment, and I think we're going to get our first free position opportunity of the game. It will be Kincaid taking it, 2 of 4 on the season in the free position. She will look to get Ferrum on the board. Rush to the goal, and that one will be easily saved by Patricia Rogers, who's coming off 19 saves in her last home outing. One of the better goalie performances of the season across all sports. That's including a big one from Kayla Brady earlier. Now Dumas looks to set something up. Won't be there for Nilsson. A battle between goalie and Jordan Nilsson will result in the latter taking possession and keeping it with Lynchburg. Offensive possession number 4 for a Lynchburg team that's already capitalized twice. Steinow has it on the near goal line, passes out to Seville. Had a little space for a moment, but works back to Steinow in the center. Steinow has her pocket picked Ground ball scooped up by Chubbuck between the posts. Back-to-back stops for Ferrum. Got to be an encouraging sign. Also able to force the turnover. Now they're going to work against a little more Lynchburg pressure and may turn it over themselves. They will avoid it momentarily, but swarm there is Reagan Aldridge. She caused the previous turnover for Ferrum. Work it back to Chubbuck, who surveys the scene. Get it out to Cooper. Going to try to outrun everybody. She'll catch the stick of Dumas. Gives a brief stoppage in play. Actually, will get us our first card of the game to go against Dumas. Earn her a quick trip into the box. It's a Lynchburg team that struggled a little bit. Physicality this year, gotten several cards, and at times, especially even here on this home field, they have racked up a bit. First one of today's contest will go to Dumas. Five cards pulled in the last time out between Lynchburg and Randolph-Macon in the third quarter alone. Now, it's both teams combined. Not really what you want to see. That pass looks like Kincaid might have taken her eyes off of it. Scoops it up. Possession continues for Ferrum. Second true offensive possession of the game. They look to get it to Cooper. She can't come up with it. Ground ball scooped up. Meredith Bornholt. Back-to-back stops for Lynchburg as well. We approach the midway point of this first quarter. Taylor Doherty, nice pass, connects with Peyton Seville. Now numbers a little bit for Lynchburg. Center of the field looking for Nilsson. She can't connect on the receiving end of that pass, and Libby Kennedy unable to track it down. Will be tracked down by Vinay. Sophomore defender out of Montrose, Virginia. Also participates on the volleyball team at Ferrum. Transfer from Washington and Lee, staying within the ODAC. Interesting statistical note there as Lynchburg takes back over possession on Vinay. One of just 5 players in the conference with at least 20 ground balls, 20 draw controls, 20 caused turnovers. Also interesting to note, 3 of those 5 players do play for Ferrum. Alla Daniel, meanwhile, gonna get on the board on the offensive end, second time today. May smell that she's just got 2 more games on Schellenberger Field. Certainly wants to make the most of them. And a multi-goal outing in the first quarter alone is a great start. Also has Lynchburg up by 3. Hornets clicking on all cylinders in the early going of this one. Alla Daniel leading the way. 2 of the Hornets' first 3 goals. If my memory serves me correctly, they've also controlled every draw so far. So, special shout out to Tori King, Daniel, Seville, the entire crew typically responsible for scooping up those controls. It's something that the Hornets have struggled with in the last couple games, but that crew suddenly wearing this team like its backpack, taking advantage where they can, warding possessions. This time, though, it will be Ferrum that tracks down the control. Possession number 3. About 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. Panthers already finding themselves in a bit of a hole. High pass there is going to be off the mark momentarily. Intended target was Victoria Tyler. It'll be scooped up by Kincaid. She looked to go inside, pulls back out, didn't have anything there. Two Panthers behind the goal. Right now it's Reagan Aldridge. Working one-on-one with Doherty, giving up a little bit of size there. So is Willow Cooper coming across, looking for the wrap. She continues to run into Lynchburg defenders. They've done a great job on number 13 in black so far, making her life tough, chasing her all around the field, and it will be another turnover. It's Ferrum struggling to even get up shots. The one that they did, coming off that free position opportunity, that was easily stopped by Rogers in goal. So easily Lynchburg sets up another offensive possession. Kennedy drops it, scoops it back up. I say easily, but it's not something that Lynchburg wants to take for granted. Had a little bit of turnover troubles, especially in that game against Roanoke. I think everybody came away from that one feeling like it's a very winnable contest for Lynchburg, which you survey the ODAC scene and look at the upcoming ODAC tournament, that's still a good sign that in nearly every other regard, Lynchburg kept itself in the game, but turnovers, 23 of them, and 12 unforced. And as I say that, another unforced one here in the early going of this one. It's Libby Kennedy unable to track down the pass from Sydney Dumas. That was certainly the square root of all problems for Lynchburg in that Roanoke battle. Patricia Rogers pitching a heck of a game between the posts. It's just not quite enough. Lynchburg did hold one of the best offenses in the country to just 10, but scored just 7 of their own. Now Kennedy will hit the turf, and we'll get our first card on the Ferrum side of things. That's going to go against Faith Markham, high school teammate of Alla Daniel. Two-way player, defense and midfield. She's going to earn a quick trip to the sideline. Looks like a free position opportunity as well, so a costly mistake there for the Panthers. It's going to set Libby Kennedy up to take a stab at this free position. Kennedy has not converted on one yet this season, 0 of 5, and she'll pass out this time to Daniel. Lynchburg with the man-up advantage elects to be patient. Try and get a good look. They already lead this one 3-0. No need to force anything right now. Cutter there for Lynchburg, unable to work it to her. That cutter was Neely Morris. Pass was a little off the mark. It'll be another Lynchburg turnover. Willow Cooper tracks down that pass. Knifes between a pair of Lynchburg defenders, trying to stop her from clearing for Ferrum. Sliced through that like a pineapple. Another whistle blown here. It's actually going to be a turnover right back over to Lynchburg. Something illegal on the Ferrum side of things there on that far side. We are starting to be able to see a little clearer with the sun going down. That pass from Dumas to Steinow off the mark. Tracked down by Nilsson near side. She surveys with Vinay all over. Shakes her off though. Pass inside Seville, and she's got 2 goals. Pair of Hornets with a pair of goals in the early going. Seville and Daniel have Lynchburg out to a 4-0 advantage. Peyton Seville bookending a pair of Alla Daniel scores. And guess who assisted on that first Daniel score? That would also be number 23 in white. Seville an early 3 points. As Jordan Nilsson picks up the assist on that last score. And it is going to draw the first timeout of the contest. It will be called by the Ferrum sideline, and we will take it with them. Step aside for a few moments before the final 2:41 of this first quarter. You're watching LHSN.
Lynchburg is all about you, your ideas, and your goals. We've got one professor for every 10 students, so you can get all the support you need. In the classroom, in the lab, or in nature. You'll learn by putting yourself out there, and we're right there with you.
Welcome back, getting you set for the final 2:41 of this first quarter. It has been all Lynchburg so far. 9 shots to Ferrum's 1 have resulted in a 4-0 Lynchburg advantage. Important to note that one Ferrum shot came on a free possession opportunity, easily tracked down and stopped by Patricia Rogers in goal for Lynchburg. Chubbuck on the opposing goal for Ferrum has made 3 saves, but has allowed 4 in as well. Lynchburg controlling the first 3 draws before Ferrum was able to track one down. We head back to the circle now after the second Peyton Seville score of the day. Ball is up, and it will be Cooper. Looked like would scoop it up easily, but instead it will be Tori King who works ahead to Seville, back up to Dumas. And now it's a 4-1 advantage in the draw circle that, while typically a strong point for Lynchburg, has not been the case in their last 2 outings. Despite beating Randolph-Macon, the Yellow Jackets easily controlled that aspect of the game, and Lynchburg has been outdrawn, if you will, 33-21 over their past 2 games. Now Jordan Nilsson, a spin and a score. Check your laundry. Jordan Nilsson putting Ferrum in a spin cycle, and she has got her 3rd goal in the last 2 games. She has come alive recently on the offensive side. First goal of the day, and now in back-to-back contests, Lynchburg putting 5 on the board in just the first period. But hold on, we got 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Lynchburg has controlled nearly every aspect. Hornets scored 14 goals over just the first 3 quarters against Randolph-Macon before a 4th quarter push by the Yellow Jackets made it finish in that close 16-15 score. Willow Cooper tracks down the draw here. Ducks Sydney Dumas, who's coming over there to try and cause the 3rd Lynchburg turnover of the quarter. Cooper will set up the offensive possession for the Panthers, who desperately need to figure something out on that end. Ferrum has not gotten up true offensive shot to this point. Now, way far away from the goal. Tough defense there from Kaylin Satterfield will force another Ferrum turnover. That'll be the 7th of the quarter. Lynchburg sideline happy about that one. So far today, Lynchburg winning the hustle stats department. Good track down there by McKenna Steinow, right near the near sideline. Now 50 seconds for Lynchburg. Shot clock is turned off. They will look to tack on one more, try and take a 6-0 advantage into the break. Alla Daniel set this possession in motion from way up top. She gives it to King. King maybe thought about the shot for a moment, decides not to take it. They go inside to Kennedy. She flips no look to Steinow. Upper 90, McKenna Steinow makes it a 6-0 Lynchburg advantage. 24 seconds to go in the first. We're going to get a conversation. That one may get taken off the board. Much to the chagrin of Hornets head coach Bruce Reed. His 21st season at the helm of this program. He's going to get to have a conversation with the official that blew the whistle there. Score has been taken off the board for now. We'll see what the official ruling is. But it does not look as though that Steinow goal is going to count as such. So the advantage, I believe, will remain at 5-0 Lynchburg. Though I do believe will be Hornets' possession. Bornhold at midfield has it right now. 24 seconds and counting. Lynchburg's got to work fast. Seville will clear it for the Hornets with 15 on the clock. Pass little behind. King connects on it. Kennedy, her shot going to be deflected. Did not catch the number of the Ferrum defender, but the Panthers will get out of that possession unscathed, though it looked momentarily as though Lynchburg would get that 6th goal. So a small victory for the Panthers, who will head over to the sideline with 15 minutes in the books, trailing 5-0. Been all Hornets so far. Don't go anywhere. You're watching LHSN.
Want to have some outdoor adventures while getting a degree at the same time? At the University of Lynchburg, we have an on-campus zip line and ropes course. Plus, we offer adventure trips that cost less than a cup of coffee. And did I mention our beautiful scenery? We're a university for students looking for something more than just books. Welcome to your new adventure experience.
This is the dough. It's wicked cute. It's always so pretty.
Every great college has a great city. For Lynchburg, we are near urban areas with lots of restaurants, shopping, and events. Plus, we are one of the top schools in the area. Come see for yourself.
Welcome back to beautiful Schellenberger Field, where we are getting ready to get the second set of 15 minutes underway. And this one has been all Lynchburg so far. They hold a 5-0 advantage after the first quarter. And for Ferrum, they've certainly had their fair share of trouble on the road as of late. Currently in the middle of a 3-game stretch away from home. That is their longest of the year. But more importantly, they have lost 5 straight road games dating back to April 21st of 2022. That was a win in Greensboro over Guilford, their last such victory. But it's a little strange because between 2020 and last season, this is a Ferrum program that went 12-4 on the road, at times better than they were at home. But a 3-point outing from Peyton Seville through the first quarter, as well as a pair of goals from Ala Daniel, have those road woes continuing for the Panthers. Another draw will be tracked down and controlled. Will be Ala Daniel, came into today's contest with 60 on the year. They're going to look to go quickly. Tori King looking to get that 6th goal back, and it will go wide. She has gotten her fair share of shots so far. That's her 3rd. First 2 went high. That one goes wide left. Kennedy picks it up, and the possession will continue. After a brief conversation here. Play will resume. Dumas works up to Daniel. Lynchburg has not faced much resistance so far here defensively. Did have some turnover troubles early on. They've shored that up. And even in the midst of that, they managed those first 5 goals. Kennedy motions to her teammates. May have been to Dumas, who she passes to. Now Dumas behind the goal. Good defense there from Ferrum. So they've rolled off the first 50 seconds of the shot clock on this possession. Playing mostly in man are the Panthers right now. Tori King with it again. Fakes out her defender, Vinay, and now will finally get that first goal. And Lynchburg now has its 6th goal of the contest. Tori King gets on the board for the first time. Junior defender out of Falls Church, Virginia, certainly made an impact in the draw circle already. Now she makes one on the scoreboard as well. 13th goal of the year. Long conference there by the goal for the Panthers, who just have not been able to get anything to go quite right so far. Not having Aaron Reynolds, certainly an issue on the defensive side. Cannot be overstated. Offensively, credit to the Lynchburg defense. It has certainly seen some improvements as of late. Randolph-Macon, they did allow 15, but again, a really talented Roanoke offense coming on the road to Schellenberger Field. They've actually been pretty successful in recent memory, and Lynchburg holds them to just 10. It was their 2nd fewest of the season. Certainly doesn't hurt having all-conference honoree in Micah Slacum on staff as this year's graduate assistant. Cooper fakes out her defender, King. Playing on both sides here. Now comes up. Interception. She is setting things in motion on the run for Lynchburg. Cross midfield, works ahead. Dumas connects on the pass. Now it's a 3-2 advantage for Lynchburg. Dumas, will she take it herself? She will, but not before whistles will come down from the officials. It's going to be free position here for Sydney Dumas. 3rd most free position goals in the season. Going to look to add one more. Cannot do it. She had 16 on the year. Now scoops up. Keeps the possession going for Lynchburg. Coming around, working right to left. That shot will be stopped before it crosses the plane. Sent out wide left and picked up by Ala Daniel. Ferrum unable to get off the field here defensively, but they have stopped 2 shots from Lynchburg's leading scorer. That's Daniel on the near wing, now up top Seville. Seville's pass off the mark. Looked like she was aiming for Kennedy. Scooped up again by Nilsson, but she will turn it over, and a hip check coming in from Sydney Dumas. Believe that may earn her second trip over to the penalty box. She's already heading that way. Not happy about that one. But again, that is her second trip. Second card she's drawn so far today. There's her stick down in a little bit of frustration. The recipient of the contact was Michaela Vinay. Seems to be all right. Popped back up. It'll be a man-up advantage for Ferrum, second of the game. Trailing 6-0. They can use any bit of help that they can get. Vinay doesn't see anything, continuing to get a Lynchburg pressure. Going to see if they can get it to Cooper to break it. That's going to be turned over almost. Might have been a slash there from Cooper. Possession right back to Lynchburg, who has certainly controlled time of possession today. Hasn't even been close, really. It's Nilsson behind the goal, trying to come around on the outside. She's going to be cut off. Does have the height advantage on her defender. Decides to pass out instead. Lynchburg again working a man down here. Haven't had much trouble putting the ball in the net so far. Here's Steinow. Denied her first goal earlier, denied an opportunity here. She pulls back out. 57 seconds on the shot clock. Resets for the Hornets. Seville on the goal line. Down to Nilsson. She tries to work it to Kennedy. Race to the ball. And Ferrum will be closest. So put a halt to this Lynchburg possession. But can they clear? Panthers in a very similar position to the one Lynchburg was in last time on their home field against Roanoke. Just having trouble even setting up offensive possessions. The key difference is that Lynchburg, when they did get possessions in that game, made sure that they were quality. Ferrum's had a little bit of trouble doing that so far. Still just that one shot to now Lynchburg's 15. Big part of that's been 9 turnovers in the early going for Ferrum. They're a team that has had their own share of issues with the turnover bug. 3 players ranking in the conference's individual leaders in that category. The top 5. Excuse me, the top 6. They are Cooper, Kincaid, and Reynolds. Of course, Reynolds not playing today. Cooper has it right now. She has cut off 3 Hornets in her way. Now it's 1-on-1. Cooper hadn't been able to get much going. That pass didn't quite have the sauce on it she was looking for and will be taken away by Lynchburg. Maybe. Ball up in the air. Ground ball scooped up by Rogers. Now runs way out of the goal. Looks to set up some space. Throws it ahead to Bednar. Reagan Bednar, first appearance in today's contest. Senior out of Charleston, South Carolina. Tries to get Lynchburg going on the run. That's Nilsson. Pump fakes, then shoots. Gets her own miss. Tries the wrap, cut off. Pushed way out by Vinay there. Using her stick as an extra defender. Steinow with it right now. Dodges. Calls turnover attempt there from Vinay. Runs into another Panther. Not much doing so far on this possession for Lynchburg. Play will stop momentarily. Not sure what whistle was blown in regards to. It will be a free position. Looks like Tori King. King comes up to the goal and scores again. Make that 3 Hornets getting into double figures in the scoring column. King joins Daniel and Seville. Those 3 are responsible for 6 of Lynchburg's first 7 goals. If I'm correct, the first free position score of the game coming right there. This King has been one of the most reliable Lynchburg has from that spot. That goal will make her 6 of 7. And Ferrum continuing to discuss after each Lynchburg goal. Seems longer and longer, but still no solutions quite coming up. Lynchburg 5 goals in that first period. They're on their way to matching that now in the second, with 2 through the better part of about 6.5 minutes into this second quarter. For Ferrum, I have to just start breaking this game down into the minute details. Starts in the draw circle. They've started to even things up a little bit out there. Cooper racing against King to scoop it up, and she will. King still wedging her right there next to the far sideline. Officials are going to say she stepped out, so another Cooper turnover gives the ball back to Lynchburg. They do come away with the draw. They are unable to make anything of it. Here's Bornholt, loses control of it momentarily, scooped up by Bednar. Clock will stop again. Contact going against Bednar, and here comes another free possession for Lynchburg. They will look to make it 2 in a row. It's going to earn a yellow card as well. It's going to go against Ferrum's Reagan Aldridge, senior out of Baltimore, Maryland. Looks to Coach Karen Harvey for a possible explanation. For the time being, it will be Reagan Bednar with the free position opportunity today. 11 goals on the year. 2 of 6 from the free possession. She will pass back out to Seville. We'll get a true Lynchburg possession. Seville at the top. She passes down, I believe, to Steinow, who will score. So Lynchburg lulls the Panthers to sleep, nearly lulls everybody in the immediate area to sleep there. Steinow, in the setting sun's shadow, just tosses that one in to the near side of the goal, that left post. Steinow gets a little redemption for the one she had taken off the board right near the end of the first quarter. The Lynchburg lead continues to grow. Now 8-0 advantage to the home team. And we got half of this second quarter still to go. 7:20 on the clock. Lynchburg immediately takes advantage of the man-up opportunity. It'll be their first man-up goal of the afternoon. Should say evening. Bornholt scoops up that control and then gets knocked off her feet. Might be a little bit of frustration on the Ferrum side of things. So it looks like we're going to see another card here. We will. Looks like on Willow Cooper. Card's starting to stack up now to be a yellow against Cooper. And again, that one might have just been a little bit of frustration. That is certainly not a person you want to see head to the sideline. Lynchburg defense has been all over number 13 this evening. Made life really difficult on the offensive side of things. That has been certainly game plan number one, it appears. That along with the pressure they've applied using the full field to try and give Ferrum as much trouble as they can just in clearing the ball, and that has been effective as well. All that factoring into this 8-0 advantage Lynchburg currently holds. Still 6:48 to go in the first. Now, conversation between the officials here. That's been another big theme of this first half. Whether it's been cards, free position attempts, you name it. We've had a lot of whistles in the early going here. It's become a little bit of a trend, Lynchburg home games this season. A lot of that just goes back to style of play for sure. Lynchburg certainly has a few aggressive players. But you also want to make sure that the flow of the game doesn't get disrupted too much. Here we go. Lynchburg again on offense. They try to go inside to Seville. Instead, the ball go over to the direction of Kennedy, who scoops it up. She'll take a little contact. Once again, the whistle will blow. And a reset now for Lynchburg. 48 seconds on the shot clock, sporting an 8-0 advantage. Again, Sam Graham walking you through this one on LHSN. Your home for all Lynchburg home events. May have tuned in earlier this afternoon for a massive Lynchburg baseball win. Hornets taking down 9th-ranked Randolph-Macon. Team's Code Red game. Pair of nationally ranked teams there. Lynchburg baseball continues to be undefeated at home on the year. So if you've been tuning in to what they've got going on down by Fox Field, the voices of Kyle Haney and Evan Gates, you have not been disappointed this year. They have been the definition of perfection. Meanwhile, up here on Schellenberger Field, we will have another Ferrum turnover. Nothing going right for the Panthers, who have really struggled in ODAC play. Lynchburg trying to make things a little tougher. A Ferrum team that, again, just 1-5 within the ODAC. Here is Bednar, free position attempt. 2 of 6 on the year, lines this one up, will go, looks like wide and low. Kennedy scoops it up. Here goes Lynchburg again. Great look inside from King, and make it a hat trick for Tori King. Lynchburg leads it 9-0, and the junior from Falls Church, Virginia, has her 15th goal of the season. Little celebration there from number 20 in white. And these new Lynchburg uniforms seem to have the magic touch so far. Let's take a look at it again there on the sideline. A worm from Sydney Dumas. Big celebration down below. That is certainly the mood of everybody on that Lynchburg sideline right now. Coaches to players to fans, everything coming up Hornets. Now Daniel Goes way up in the air to try and track down that one. A little disappointed she didn't get to it. Shakes it off. She'll run back to play defense for Lynchburg. Right now it's Cooper coming out of that trip to the penalty box. Going to try to incite a spark here for Ferrum. They're just looking for anything right now. It's a Panthers team that scored just 2 their last time out against Lynchburg. That game coming during the 2022 season. Lynchburg won that one 13 to a pair. Doherty scoops up the ground ball there, but officials say hold your horses. We will get another yellow card. We'll wait to see who it'll go against. Looks like it will be Doherty. Gotta be honest, I'm not exactly sure what drew the whistle. Doherty very frustrated with that call, does not agree with it. Penalty cards have been flying in the early going of this one. Haven't even hit the half just yet. Already a pair on Sydney Dumas. Willow Cooper has picked up one. Doherty just picking up one. But Lynchburg has braved it all, leads this one 9-0. A little over 4 minutes to go in the first half. Ferrum looking to put up any kind of resistance they can get their hands on. Cooper tries to go inside. Pass is taken away by the Lynchburg defense and will go down in the stat book as turnover number 12 for Ferrum. As now Lynchburg has really done a good job taking care of the ball in this quarter. Just 2 turnovers, 2 black marks, if you will, against the Hornets. They have, again, had some trouble with physicality, racked up quite a few more yellow cards than they would have liked. And with no Dumas, we might get some big performances from some unlikely Lynchburg scores. Again, hat-trick already for Tori King. Jordan Nilsson getting on the board. Ala Daniel, Peyton Seville, both with a pair. McKenna Steinow rounding out the scoring for Lynchburg. Somewhat balanced attack. Daniel will take shot in the back of the head there, looking for that ground ball. Loses her goggles, pops back up, seems to be A-okay. Daniel, you could say one of the lifebloods of this Lynchburg team. One of the most energetic people you'll ever meet. A leader not only on this team, but in the Lynchburg campus community as well. Steinow on the far wing, up to Seville. Daniel top, had to lay out a little bit to control that one. Takes a slight push in the back, shakes it off, surveys the seam, passes down low along the goal line. Now trading spots, Nilsson and Kennedy. Former passes to Bednar. Lynchburg looking for something offensively. Haven't found it yet. Spin from Steinow. Runs into 2 more Ferrum defenders. Nothing doing for her. Lynchburg resets. Seville tries to go inside that Ferrum defense. Starting to pack the inside a little bit more. Honestly, scores from Lynchburg have come from pretty much every angle. Just been very active on the offensive side. Had a great look set up there. Seville would have been the beneficiary, just got caught up in the fray. Possession continues, now just 15 seconds on the clock. Bednar, a shot and a score, and Lynchburg reaches double figures with nearly 2 minutes to go in the first half. one of its most profitable offensive outings of the season, continuing to capitalize on the absence of Aaron Reynolds. Continue, see the celebration antics from the Lynchburg sideline. This time it'll be a piggyback ride. Tori King carrying Lindsey Barrington on her back. King getting a brief spell on the sideline after a 3-goal start to this game. Back to the draw circle we go, where Ferrum's even things up in the control department. It seems like nearly every time they're able to control, a turnover ensues almost immediately, speaking that one into existence as Peyton Seville comes up with it. Holds her stick out in front of her. Bounce pass corralled by Neely Morris. Cleared for Lynchburg. And the Hornets with a 10-0 advantage have a minute to try and expand it to one more. 5 goals in each of the first and second quarters. Daniel will be the second Hornet with a hat trick, and will find that 11th goal, not wasting any time. (11-0) advantage. Ala Daniel feeling that one. Now the running clock will nearly take us to the end of the first half with an 11-goal advantage for Lynchburg, who will officially be on watch for its new season best in goals. On pace for 22. They will try to match their season best 19 against Illinois Wesleyan on this field back in March. But for now, we will head to a 10-minute halftime break. But on the other side of it, 30 more minutes of Lynchburg and Ferrum. You're watching ODAC Women's Lacrosse on LHSN.
Be a physical therapist probably starting about halfway through college. I love the concept that exercise is medicine. You know, we're starting to discover that exercise really can remedy many of the things that we thought that only surgery or only drugs could remedy in the past. When the student comes here, it's because we believe in them, it's because we want them here, it's because we believe they'll be successful. The faculty here are devoted to their development, not only academically but also professionally. We're not so inundated with things that we don't have time to make students one of our highest priorities. we have your back. We're gonna help you through that. If you're willing to work, then we're willing to put the work into it and the effort to help you succeed.
I was really attracted to Lynchburg primarily because my dad went here. He is an alum, so I kind of have that close tie of being interested in this school, and the school had what I wanted to study. I knew I wanted to help people in the area of health and wellness, so the health promotion program was definitely a program that drew me in, and from day one I've been in love with it, and I wouldn't have chosen any different. I have never had better professors or teachers in my life, and I think here at the University of Lynchburg, the professors definitely care about their students, especially in the health promotion department. These professors want you to be educated, want you to have the experience, and just want you to feel confident going into your career path following your collegiate education. You just feel like you're cared for here and that you matter, and that no matter what, at the end of the day, you're going to be successful, and the people here really want to be here, and everyone has a purpose, and it's just a great environment to be in.
Be ready for anything, okay?
Come on, let's go together. Together, let's go. Come on. Let's go, keep going.
There is the death trip. Straight? Straight up, yep. Okay. Cool. Good one. Alright guys, you see the meat grinder down here? Stay in the boat, let's go! Cameron? Oh, what'd you think of that? Woo!
We have hit the half here in the Hill City. Take a little sneak peek there, top of your screen, at yet another beautiful Schellenberger sunset. Certainly something this venue has become known for. A few fans on hand take in the action from what has been a little bit of a lopsided first half of action. Lynchburg hits the half with an 11-0 advantage. Even bigger than that is the 25-1 shot advantage that they hold over the visitors in Ferrum. Has been 8 saves in the early going from Faith Chubbuck. That has been the brightest spot so far for a Ferrum team. It has 15 turnovers to Lynchburg's 7. That mark really widening there in the second quarter. And again, 7 of those Ferrum miscues unforced. Run you through some of the individual numbers so far as well. Mention Chubbuck's 8 saves on 19 shots faced. Nice tidy 42 save percentage. On the other side, Patricia Rogers only facing that 1 shot so far, coming off the free position. Stepped up and made that save for a beautiful, unblemished 100% save percentage. Offensively for Lynchburg, Tori King and Alla Daniel leading the way, each with a hat trick. Alla Daniel doing it on a perfect 3-for-3 shooting, also scooping up 3 ground balls. Peyton Seville pouring in a pair of goals as well. Reagan Bednar, Jordan Nilsson, and McKenna Steinow rounding things out in that category. Seville also adding 2 caused turnovers to her afternoon so far. On the other side for Ferrum, Michaela Vinay has certainly led the way from a field player perspective. 3 ground balls and 2 caused turnovers for the sophomore defender. Got about 2 minutes before we get this third quarter underway. Again, Lynchburg leading 11-0, and we will see you on the other side of this short commercial break.
Lynchburg is all about you, your ideas, and your goals. We've got one professor for every 10 students, so you can get all the support you need. In the classroom, in the lab, or in nature. You'll learn by putting yourself out there, and we're right there with you.
This video isn't about me. It's about the limitless possibilities that the University of Lynchburg allows me to be. An athlete, an artist, an adventurer, a writer, a believer, a human. Because what I love about the University of Lynchburg is that they have a saying, here we're home. And honestly though, I think a better fit would be a home for everyone. Because it doesn't matter the color of your skin, the person you love, the God you pray to, the pronouns you use, the city you're from, the language you speak. University of Lynchburg gives you the greatest opportunity they can for you to be the absolute best version of yourself.
Few seconds before we get this third stanza underway, and a game that has been all Lynchburg. Again, Sam Graham on the mic for you tonight. Got 30 more minutes in this one. Certainly Ferrum feeling the effects of being without their star defensive player, one of their stars overall, Aaron Reynolds. The only player in the ODAC with at least 50 ground balls or 50 caused turnovers. Again, that's not 50 of both. There's no other player that has 50 of either. Those 11 Lynchburg goals certainly exemplify the impact that she can have on a game. Lynchburg sending out mostly starters to kick this one off. Waving hello there, McKenna Steinow and Jordan Nilsson, each of them a goal for Lynchburg in that first half. Steinow having a fantastic freshman campaign for Lynchburg, the offensive side, and Jordan Nilsson coming alive over the past 2 games. Her first career multi-goal game against Randolph-Macon. She's followed that up, putting together a little bit of a goal streak for herself. Another one here today. Vinay will be in the draw circle with Tori King. King one-handed tracks that one down. And that evens up the draw control margin once again at 7. Lynchburg looking for a quick goal, and they'll get it. Jordan Nilsson fires one in there, her second of the game. How about 4 over the past 2 contests for the graduate student out of Easton, Maryland? 5 goals on the year coming into today. That will make it 7. And the Lynchburg advantage grows to 12-0. Lynchburg averaging right around 11 goals on the year. They have eclipsed that just less than 50 seconds into the second half of this one. Looking for back-to-back victories and their 4th ODAC win. Hornets currently tied for 5th in the conference. And they would love to break that tie. Currently is a 3-way tie. Shenandoah, Randolph-Macon, and the Hornets. Lynchburg has beaten Randolph-Macon, fell on the road to Shenandoah. But a win today give Lynchburg a slight advantage, so we really have hit the stretch here of the regular season. It'd be just 2 more games for Lynchburg after this one. Certainly making a statement right now, as they have outscored Ferrum 25-2 over their past 2 games. Still got nearly an entire half to go in this one. Forcing another turnover there was Taylor Doherty, one of many to draw a card in that first half. Back out there now, continuing to make an impact for Lynchburg. Another freshman that has come in and made an immediate impact on Bruce Reed's roster. Right now it's one of her classmates, Steinow, looking for goal number 2. She is going to go a little bit wide on it. Tracked down by Aladaniel, though. We'll get a little reset of the shot clock. Seville puts part 2 of this possession in motion. Bednar looked like she was looking for the over-the-shoulder shot there. Didn't like it, though. 45 seconds left on the shot clock. Seville works off her defender. That light shot a little bit off to the far side. Possession remains with Lynchburg. Nilsson doing a great job behind the goal, being the first to a lot of those misfires, extending these Lynchburg possessions. Steinow working off a Tori King screen. Now a spin of her own, runs into her own teammate in Seville. Got nowhere to go. Now just 13 on the shot clock for Lynchburg. Leading 12-0. Tori King lines one up, and that's going to be number 4. 13 is the lucky number for Lynchburg right now. It's also their lead with 11:22 to go and a rolling clock, putting together one of the most impressive offensive outings of the season on their home field. Chasing a 19-goal mark set earlier this year against Illinois Wesleyan. Lynchburg scoring 37 goals over back-to-back games, Lebanon Valley and Illinois Wesleyan in mid-March. Meanwhile, the day will be finished for Lynchburg's Patricia Rogers. It's now MJ Tucker in goal, who just waved to you back at home there. Tucker has played her fair share of minutes in goal this year, on her way to a team best 11.01 goal against average and 42% save percentage. Made quite a few starts and holds a pair of wins for this Lynchburg team as well. Fellow North Carolina native with myself, hailing out of Raleigh, holds the save record at Athens Drive High School. Still mainly starters defensively here for Lynchburg, holding now this 13-0 advantage. A little under 10 minutes to go in the third, trying to poke away another turnover, couldn't quite do it. Possession continues. We will have another whistle. Alex Kristoff for Ferrum taking a bit of a shot there, looks like from Taylor Doherty. She hits the turf. Doesn't look like a card will be pulled out here. Have to imagine this will be a free position for Kristoff, and it will. Junior out of Rocky Mount, Virginia. Listed as a defender, doing some work on the offensive side here. Lines up the free position. That one is high of the mark and no good. Cooper trying to get something going here for Ferrum. Passes out to Kincaid. That shot certainly went haywire coming out of the pocket. Not what she intended there. Goes wide right, but it will be tracked down and will stay with Ferrum with plenty of time on the shot clock. Getting pushed way out there, Tori King playing nearly as good defense as she is offense. 4-goal outing so far for Tori King. Put an asterisk on that. Got a lot of time to go in this game. Tori King had just 12 goals on the year coming into this game. And if she does finish the day with 4, she will have a quarter of her season's goals in this contest alone. Has one other hat trick on the year. That came against Averett. Big conference win and a Lynchburg surge in the second half. Now it's Mia Sullivan checked into the game, looking for her first score. Second attempt. That's why you follow your shot, folks. It's a lot of times comes up positive. Mia Sullivan makes it another Hornet in the scoring column. And the senior be the 7th Hornet with a score today. Tori King leading the way with 4. Ala Daniel a hat trick as well. Peyton Seville, Jordan Nilsson both with a pair. But it has been a mostly balanced scoring attack here. Now Meredith Bornholt hitting some bench press reps, getting a little workout down there on the sideline. Lynchburg's celebrations continuing to get more and more elaborate the deeper we get into this game. And why not? Opening up a 14-0 advantage. It's now Neely Morris heading to the center of the draw circle where she will continue to battle with Michaela Vinay. Ala Daniel, Taylor Doherty, both still checked in for Lynchburg. Maddie Mueller is out there for the first time today. Draw infraction there gives it right back to Lynchburg. Again, a lot of fresh faces. Seville still on the field. She is joined by Jenna Norco. Sullivan, the last goal scorer. Bednar still out there as well. Doherty and Daniel joining them. That will be the Lynchburg offense on this possession. Nilsson continuing to man things behind the goal. That's a pass a little wide of Bednar coming from Mia Sullivan. Pair of seniors. Sullivan working one-on-one, inside pass. What a feed. All that was left to do there for Seville, who will be the 3rd Hornet with a hat trick, was just finish. Putting it right on the money was Mia Sullivan. Spoon feeding her teammate there with the lob inside. Mia Sullivan checking into this game and coming up with a quick 2 points. She was an every game starter a season ago for Lynchburg. Seen her role decreased a tad this year, but it does seem like every time she comes into the game, she makes some sort of impact for this Lynchburg team. Lynchburg immediately looking for another one. That was Jenna Norco, fan and team favorite. Heard the loud exhale down there from the sideline. They were hoping that one would scoot its way in. It's going to be another save for Ferrum, and more specifically Faith Chubbuck. She was just about staring at having to defend another one before Willow Cooper takes it back away for the Panthers. Now just a little over 4 minutes to go in the third. Cooper trying to go coast to coast and she will secure the first Ferrum goal of the game. I think a lot of frustration coming down with that toss of the stick. Ferrum finally gets on the board. Right around 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. And who more fitting than Willow Cooper? Cooper entered this game 4th in the ODAC in goals. Also top 4 rankings in free position goals and draw controls. Had her fair share of draw controls as well today. Cooper also scored the last time these two teams met. Her and Aaron Reynolds, who again absent today. A big miss. It's Willow Cooper maybe thinking coast to coast again. Gives a little spin move against Alla Daniels. Shakes her off defensively. Runs into another Hornet defender. Shakes that one as well. Now on the wrap. Going to be cut off by, looks like Bornholt. And coming up from behind her was Maddie Mueller. That is going to send her to the penalty box again. Another trip for Lynchburg. Yellow card for Mueller. Might have been wrong place, wrong time, but certainly did send Cooper to the turf. And now, just mentioned, 4th in the conference in free position goals. Right behind Lynchburg's own Sydney Dumas. She'll look to add one more here. 15 on the season. Steps up. That was a big shot. Ricochets off the post and right into the stick of Alla Daniel. Frustrating result on that shot from Cooper. All she can do is shake her head. Meanwhile, Lynchburg trying to set something up quickly. Might result in a turnover. No. Snagging it out of the air is Reagan Bednar. Bednar's gotten on the board today. It's going to be a team turnover going against Lynchburg. Offsides infraction there. Don't see that too often. But a break for Ferrum has recently gotten its first goal of the contest. Ending, it's officially a 15-0 run to start the game for Lynchburg. It's Kincaid with the ball right now. Reset coming down from the officials. Ferrum looking to make it back-to-back goals. Cooper steps up, takes a shot once again. Denied. First time by the post, this time by MJ Tucker. And the shot clock is off in this third quarter. Lynchburg yet again coming away unscathed on the defensive end. Mia Sullivan controls it on the offensive end. Got some more new faces in for Lynchburg. It's like Kayla Lanes has checked in, a Ferrum transfer. She's playing against her former team here this evening on her new home field. Got to be liking where the result is standing right now. At 15-1, 34 seconds remain in this third quarter. Ferrum staring 1-6 in ODAC play. Down the barrel. Lynchburg, which is coming off its first official close win of the season. Define close win, anything within 3 goals. Before that, they had been 0-3 in such games, so getting over the hump and bucking the narrative there with that Randolph-Macon win. This one has been anything but close as we hit the end of the third. Before we take our final break, we will tell you the score one more time. It is Lynchburg 15, Ferrum 1. Got one more quarter for you right here on LHSN.
Want to have some outdoor adventures while getting a degree at the same time? At the University of Lynchburg, we have an on-campus zip line and ropes course. Plus, we offer adventure trips that cost less than a cup of coffee. And did I mention our beautiful scenery? We're a university for students looking for something more than just books. Welcome to your new adventure experience.
This is the dough. It's wicked cute. It's always so pretty.
Every great college has a great city. For Lynchburg, we are near urban areas with lots of restaurants, shopping, and events. Plus, we are one of the top schools in the area. Come see for yourself.
One more quarter to go from Lynchburg, Virginia. 4 Lynchburg goals in that third quarter push the lead out to 14 at 15-1 with 15 minutes to go. We'll take this opportunity to look around the rest of the conference. A couple of big games when it comes to tournament seeding. Shenandoah currently leading Bridgewater on the road 10-5. About 2.5 minutes before the half in that one. And Washington and Lee a commanding 12-2 lead at the half over Randolph-Macon. Let's give you those implications. Barring one of the most miraculous comebacks you could possibly see in this one, Lynchburg will improve to 4-2 on the year in ODAC play. If the result holds, Shenandoah over Bridgewater, that will make both of those two teams 4-2 as well. And it would send Lynchburg out of one three-way tie and right into another. Currently tied for 4th. That would send them into a tie for 3rd. Things certainly heating up down the stretch here in the ODAC tournament race. A big one coming up this weekend for the Hornets. Be number 2, Washington and Lee, coming to town for a 4 o'clock first whistle. And it will be one more road test on the year. Hornets will travel to Virginia Wesleyan next week, April 26th, a week from today. It'll be a 5 o'clock start in that one. Meanwhile, Mia Sullivan lining up the free position attempt, has 1 goal and an assist already on the day. Will not elect to try for anything there. On the other side, taking a look at what remains for Ferrum. After today's contest, they'll go on the road to Eastern Mennonite. That will also be Saturday at 2 o'clock start time, and they'll round out the year at home against Guilford, 7 o'clock next Wednesday, as the ODAC regular season wraps things up. Neely Morris, meanwhile, rips that one in. Her first goal of the game, and yet another unique Lynchburg score. It's going to incite a little bit of friendly violence on the Lynchburg sideline, the form of a jousting or sword fighting match, not quite sure. Tori King, heck of a day today, 4 goals, and Peyton Seville, quite the day of her own. 3 goals for her, one of 3 Hornets with a hat trick. As Lynchburg pushes its lead back up to 15, 16-1. Neely Morris picks up her first goal of the game. Push Morris, 12 goals on the year. Another freshman for Lynchburg. When you think about Neely Morris, obviously Sydney Dumas, top 10 in the ODAC in scoring. Throw in McKenna Steinow, Megan Wheeler, Taylor Doherty. The list goes on and on. These Lynchburg freshmen that have been tasked with a big role in their first seasons on Lakeside Drive, but They have all delivered in some form or another. You got to figure this is going to set up this Lynchburg team well into the future. You throw in the sophomores as well. Patricia Rogers, just in her second year of eligibility. MJ Tucker, a freshman, gives you some depth in the goalie position. She's made a save today. Has some experience not only playing but starting as well. Future is bright for Lynchburg, but certainly a team that feels like it has some more to prove in this season as well. New face checked in for the Hornets there, battling for the ball, eventually losing it was Carly Jackson. Speaking of freshmen, she's out of Round Hill, Virginia, 5'5" defender. Battle for it. Looks initially like it'd be taken by Ferrum until Meredith Bornholt had something to say about it. Bornholt with a little bit of space against a couple of Ferrum defenders. She is caught up to by Alex Kristoff. Officials didn't like what they saw, so Lynchburg continues offensively. Bornholt still getting some reps here late in the game. Kaylin Satterfield on the field as well. Pair of defensive stalwarts out there. Options 1 and 2 on that end of the field, continuing to play hard into the late stages of a game that's really never been close. That shot denied. A decent day, although it may not look like it just looking at the scoreboard. Lynchburg's gotten the best more than they haven't now in the second half of Faith Chubbuck, but she has stepped up and made 11 saves today and still north of 40%. It's her save percentage. Official looked like initially he may reach for his card, but instead it's just a free position. Kayla Lanes looking to score against her former team. It goes off the post, and she is denied. Out and running now is Kincaid for Ferrum. She'll look to put a second goal on the board for the visitors, but she will be denied by Meredith Bornholt. Another caused turnover. She came into the game with 17. That will be her second tonight for a total of 19. What's been an impressive sophomore campaign. We'll get another goalie checking in for Lynchburg now. Using the entire goalie room as Julia Broughton checks back in. All three have gotten a decent bit of experience this season. Broughton, the senior out of Glen Allen, Virginia, started the first 4 games of the year. Patricia Rogers was not available at that point. Certainly has some comfort in goal for this Lynchburg team. Got a little bit of depth on goal, both the men's and women's lacrosse programs. Tyler Hadley, one of the best in the conference, and he's backed up by a former All-American in Patrick Moore. Not every day you get to have 2 All-Americans play in the same position, and sadly only one of them can play it at a time. A bit of an embarrassment of riches in the men's side. Running clock has us well under 10 minutes now remaining in the game. Ferrum, don't want to say calling off the charge, but have certainly slowed things down offensively, just opting for patience, try to get some good offensive sets together. Do still have 2 games to play this season. You want to see if there's anything you can build on coming out of this fourth quarter. Lynchburg on the cusp, taking an advantage through all 4, something they have not done too often this season. Shot there will be saved calmly by Broughton. Almost just shrugs that one off her shoulders, just tracks it well and makes the stop. Her first save, so all 3 Lynchburg goalies recording a save in today's contest. Lynchburg nearly got hit with the turnover there from Emma Timberg, but it's scooped up by Sullivan. Her name's been called a lot in her time spent here in the second half of this game, making the most of it. Playing in her penultimate game here on Schellenberger Field. Who more fitting for that senior day? I know senior day officially has already been taken care of, but final home game of the year coming up this weekend when Lynchburg faces off against the ODAC's best, one of the nation's best. A Washington and Lee team that's good every year, but certainly seems to be even better this year. Lynchburg still playing hard in this one. May feel like there's a little bit of unfinished business. Reagan Bednar still in the game. Neely Morris jogs on. Another save going to be made here from Chubbuck. She has faced 37 Lynchburg shots. 29 officially on goal. She's saved 13 of those. The shot advantage 38-7 for Lynchburg. It'll get a little bit closer after that one. As Willow Cooper cashes in her second goal of the game. She'll do so off the assist from Michaela Vinay. Gets Ferrum on the goal for the second time today. Cooper adding a pair of tallies to a really impressive season. Cooper was already over 50 goals. Again, just the 12th time that has happened in a season in Ferrum history, and now she's tacked on 2 more. Junior out of Calvert County, Maryland, has taken a step in her 3rd season with the Panthers. Just north of 40 goals a season ago, could certainly see her tally reach 60 this year. She's just 8 away with 2 regular season games to go. You never know, still 5 minutes to go in this one. Her night may not be done. Ferrum picks up its 10th draw control of the game. Actually does hold an advantage in that department. Ground balls goes to Lynchburg. Turnovers a big advantage to the Hornets. That is good for Coach Bruce Reed to see. Back-to-back games in which Lynchburg is taking care of the ball pretty well. And it's going to result in 2 wins as well. Lynchburg has forced 13 turnovers. 9 of Ferrum's miscues have been caused by their own doing. Although they hold the save advantage at 13-3, guarantee you Faith Chubbuck, if given the option, probably would not have wanted to see 29 shots placed on goal today from the opposition. Lynchburg's going to look to make it 30 here with Timberg. She passes out to Bednar. Drop shot will score right over the head of Chubbuck. And that will be goal number 17 as the rolling clock dips under 4 minutes to go. Not sure Lynchburg's going to reach that 19-goal mark. I'm not even sure what the celebration has turned into on the Lynchburg sideline now. A little bit of madness, I guess. It's a trio of those fantastic freshmen, Steinau, Wheeler, and Dumas. Certainly having fun, I guess. Not sure exactly what's going on down there. Lynchburg lead is right back up to 15 with 3:10 to play. Draw infraction gives it right on over to Lynchburg. Just 1 shot away from 40 on the day. Checking in on those other scores. Shenandoah still doubling up Bridgewater, but now it's 12-6 as they have hit the half and into the third quarter. About midway through, Washington and Lee cruising against Randolph-Macon. They are looking to improve to 13-1 on the year, holding a 15-3 advantage. So it does appear as though Lynchburg will vault itself from one three-way tie into another, but it will be in a slightly higher position. There will be a little bit of drama over the final week of the regular season, every team playing its final one or two contests. Lynchburg a tall task in Washington and Lee coming to town for their final home regular season match of 2023. .146 to go in this one. That could have been the final Lynchburg possession. Never know. Still is a little time on the shot clock, but see what Ferrum elects to do here. Feed inside there to Cooper. Has to take a little extra time to scoop it up. Runs into three Lynchburg defenders. One of them's Meredith Bornholt. Is looking for cause turnover number 3. She may get it. We'll have to wait on the official stats on that one. Shot clock is now turned off. Just a minute to play. Mia Sullivan clears it for Lynchburg. We'll see if they look for one more score over these final 50 seconds. They're going to work it. See, looks like Jenna Norco, but her shot will be left a little shy of the goal line. Ferrum works it back ahead. Splitting a pair of defenders there. It's Ashton Bishop. Haven't called her name a ton tonight. She's been out there for most of the game. Not a super deep Ferrum bench. Cooper runs into a brick wall there. Collides with Virginia Heffernan for Lynchburg, and it's going to earn her a free position. She can look to make it a hat trick and a little bit of a bright spot on what is going to be a big loss. She will score, sneak it in behind Julia Broughton, but don't think we're even going to get back to the draw circle before this running clock hits 0. Lynchburg is going to come away with a 17-3 win. Willow Cooper manages to eke out a hat trick. All 3 goals coming in the second half, but a big 4-goal day from Tori King highlights a slew of Lynchburg scores that put up one of their best offensive outings of the year. 17 goals, and how about 33 over their past 2 contests. Lynchburg improves to 6-8 on the year, 4-2 in conference play. Ferrum on the other side dropping to 6-9, 1-6. That is going to do it from all of us here at LHSN. Special thanks to our director, Evan Gavin, director of digital media, Tim LeDuc, our entire fantastic crew. We hope to see you next time, but until then, have a good one.